Right, to further touch on what I was saying on my last video, let's take a look at what vulnerability looks like. What do I mean when I'm talking about vulnerability? 50 Cent wrote a few books and has the G-Unity Foundation. Tupac was extremely vulnerable in his music, in his interviews, and in his movies. Another example is what Russ is doing on TikTok. He's literally opening up his whole life to his fans, letting them in, essentially. Michael Jackson even went as far as being a humanitarian, donating a massive portion of his earnings to his fans. He did lots of stuff that wasn't necessarily celebrated by the media, but I can guarantee the fans will never forget. What I'm trying to say is every megastar had to be vulnerable to some degree, whether it was Drake, XXXTentacion, Kanye West, and so on and so forth. A lot of hip-hop heads would say they're not trying to be soft, but to be honest, to each their own. Because it all comes down to how far you're willing to take it. Because being vulnerable with a small number of people is easy. But when you're talking about being vulnerable to the whole world, that becomes a different story. They're going to pay attention to the artist's lifestyle more, regardless. There's not much they can do about that. Only thing they can do is control whether the positives outweigh the negatives. If there's more negatives than positives in the lifestyle, then the fans would redirect themselves back to the music.